Here's something that might surprise you about EMF research. Scientists just issued a correction notice for a study examining electromagnetic field effects. And that correction tells us something important about how we should interpret EMF science. I'm R. Blank, and today we're looking at what happens when researchers need to fix their published work. This correction notice comes from a team of international researchers, including Paoletti, Brabant, and colleagues. While the specific details of what needed correcting aren't provided in the notice itself, the very existence of this correction reveals something crucial about EMF research. Correction notices in scientific literature serve an important quality control function. They indicate that the original published study contained errors that needed fixing. This could involve data corrections, methodology clarifications, or updated interpretations of results. But here's what this really means for EMF science. These corrections highlight the evolving nature of electromagnetic field research. EMF studies involve complex methodologies and measurements that can be prone to errors or require refinement. Think about what researchers are trying to measure. Electromagnetic fields are invisible forces that vary by frequency, intensity, and duration. Biological effects can be subtle and influenced by countless variables. The measurement equipment itself must be precisely calibrated. One small error in methodology can significantly alter results. So should we trust studies that require corrections? Actually, yes. Corrections demonstrate scientific integrity and quality control in action. The corrected version is more reliable than the original. The transparency shows the research process working properly. As I explore in my book, Empowered, the evidence for EMF health effects comes from thousands of peer-reviewed studies. This vast body of research spans decades and involves researchers from institutions worldwide. Individual studies, whether corrected or not, should always be viewed as part of this larger evidence pattern. My father, Dr. Martin Blank, explained in Overpowered that EMF research requires careful scrutiny precisely because of its complexity. No single study proves definitive safety or harm. Instead, we look for consistent patterns across multiple independent investigations. What does this correction notice teach us about interpreting EMF research? First, corrections are actually common across all scientific fields. They reflect the rigorous nature of peer review. Second, the complexity of EMF measurements means methodological precision is crucial. Third, transparency in science builds trust rather than undermining it. Here's what you can do with this information. When evaluating EMF studies, look for patterns across multiple investigations, rather than focusing on individual papers. Pay attention to research that has been replicated by different teams using different methodologies. And remember that corrections strengthen rather than weaken the scientific process. The bottom line? Scientific corrections remind us that EMF research requires careful analysis and multiple studies for reliable conclusions. This correction notice doesn't change the broader evidence pattern. It reinforces why we need robust peer review in EMF science. Find the full study and hundreds more at shieldyourbody.com/research.